As the episode begins, we see Morgan Le Fay and her son Mordred on an expedition to retrieve the Amulet of First Magic, the source of all magic on Earth. Mordred figures that the amulet ought to make him powerful enough to rule the entire world, but Morgan tells him to wait. The plan is for him to take over eventually, but very specific conditions have to be met first. Now, Mordred is a lot older than he looks. His mother put a spell on him that gave him eternal youth, but for all the centuries that he's been alive, he's still been treated like a child. So I can't really blame him too much for throwing a tantrum over this. He says screw it and banishes all adults from this plane of existence. Actually, he says he doesn't want to see anyone older than him, but if the amulet took that too literally, then it would change almost nothing and there would be no episode. All around the world, children watch as their parents disappear. We then cut to Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern, who are busy fighting a team of supervillains when they suddenly find themselves floating in another dimension. One of the bad guys, Copperhead, figures they probably died and went to hell. Oh no, Copperhead, you're not in hell. You get to sit the rest of this episode out. Morgan explains what's happening and asks the heroes to help stop her son, or else they'll all be up shit creek together. They agree, and in keeping with the terms of Mordred's spell, Morgan turns the heroes into children. I'm really not sure when the Justice League jumped the shark, but you know you're there when this premise pops up. So yeah, you know what happens next. They spend the rest of the episode acting like kids, talking like kids, and telling kid jokes as written by old people who have no idea how kids really sound. Which is actually just as well, since kids in real life don't make any goddamn sense anyway. They destroy the amulet, though despite what you might be thinking, destroying the source of all magic apparently has no adverse effects on existing magic users. And get this, Mordred wins. I'm going to say that again. Mordred, the villain, wins. He's about to kill the heroes, but just then, they trick him into turning himself into an adult, getting banished by his own spell. And how did they manage this? What amazingly ingenious strategy saved the day at the last possible second? They called him a chicken. He won. He won, and they called him... God damn it, motherfucker. I swear, this fucking episode. Oh, God. You know what? Let's just move on. So, everything goes back to normal. We get yet another reminder that Batman's parents are dead, and that's why he took up the mantle of the Bat and became a masked vigilante for justice. And as the episode ends, we find out that things took a very dark turn for Mordred. After breaking his mother's eternal youth spell, he's still immortal, but now he finally looks his true age. Now, this was clearly set up to be more of a comedic episode, and for what it is, it actually tries to be halfway decent. The setup is good and makes sense within the show's universe. The action scenes are surprisingly intense, probably owing to the fact that the characters are still meant to be adults on the inside. More on that in a second. The conclusion is satisfying as we see Mordred getting his final comeuppance, and I'll even say a few of the jokes are pretty damn funny. The main problem here is that the episode can't seem to decide if the characters are supposed to be actual children or adults who look like children. They seem to retain all their combat training, and Green Lantern talks about how he used to wear glasses when he was young, but then Diana gets more boy crazy about Bruce than usual. Green Lantern starts getting hyper about his powers, like, ooh, I'm gonna make a laser gun, and a rocket launcher, and a giant robot! During one battle, Bruce falls and Diana catches him, like she does normally, and suddenly, after spending the entire episode being serious, Batman goes, ew, girl cuties, get off of me! And for some reason, even Superman starts laughing when Green Lantern's ring forms a pair of glasses for him. Why? Superman wears glasses every day as Clark Kent. If you've just established that he's still that guy, then why would he laugh at someone else for wearing glasses? Why would this character think that was funny? Make up your mind. Are they supposed to be children or are they supposed to be adults? It doesn't make sense for them to keep switching back and forth in the same scene. As for the child actors, they do alright. The only one who kinda stands out is Wonder Woman, who it turns out was played by Dakota Fanning. Incidentally, this episode aired about a year before she appeared in War of the Worlds. Now, to its credit, the episode does some things well, but unfortunately it balances out by doing other things very poorly. And for the Justice League, it's pretty underwhelming and really only ends up being memorable because of the gimmick. Kid Stuff gets a 4 out of 10.